Hello, 4th and 5th graders. This video is a lesson for how to make a line plot for the 4th graders, and it's a review of line plots for the 5th graders. A line plot is a nice visual representation of data just to make your information that you're working with a little bit easier to visualize. Now, you knew it was going to happen eventually. The crazy math teacher, who's also a crazy chicken lady, was going to do math with chickens, and today is the day. So let's take a look at the data I've got for us. I've been keeping track of my hen's egg production just so I'd have some good data to work with. I've been keeping track for the last couple of weeks. And each day I've just marked down how many eggs I've gotten for the day. When you first look at this, it's kind of all over the place. The numbers don't seem to have a lot of rhyme or reason. So anytime I'm making sense of data, the first thing that I want to do is put my data in order. So I took the number of eggs from each day and I just listed them least to greatest. I had 2 days with 4, 3 for 5, 2 for 6, and so on. Now, to make a line plot, it's probably about the easiest graph to make. I'm driving my photographer crazy right about now. To make a line plot, I'm going to start with a title because every graph needs a title, and I just called it My Hen's Egg Production. A line plot starts with a line, which I'm assuming it's where it's got its name because it's the only line in the whole thing. And that's my axis. I just have one axis. Then I need a label down here. I'm going to be making a graph of how many eggs per day. Then I'll make some intervals. My numbers go from 4 up to 9, so I don't need to make my number line all the way down to 0, and I don't need to number past 9. So I'm just going to put the numbers on my number line from 4 to 9. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Pretty easy so far. Now, to plot my data, I'm just going to see how many of each number I have. My first number is 4. I had 2 days where I had 4 eggs. So I'm going to put 2 X's above the 4. I'm going to try to make them in a nice straight vertical line. And I'm going to try to make all my X's about the same size. For 5s, I had 3 of them. So I'm going to make 3 X's above the 5. I'm going to try to keep them about the same size as these other ones I've already made. 1, 2, and 3. For 6s, I had 2. 1, 2. That X is a little small, so I'm just going to try to fix it. I only had 1 day with 7 eggs, so I'll just put 1 X for 7. I only had 1 day with 8 eggs, so I'm going to put 1 for 8. But then I had a bunch of days for 9. I actually had 5 days of 9. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once it's arranged in a line plot, it's really easy to see that the number that came up most often in my data was 9. I had 5 of those. It's much higher than either of my others. I can see that there was kind of a lull here at 7 and 8. There weren't a lot of those days. But I had a bunch of days that were less, and of course all of those 9s that were above. Once we have this, we can ask some questions. Like, for instance, what is the difference between the most eggs and the least eggs? Difference is subtract, so I do 9 minus 4. The difference between the two is 5. How many days did I get 5 or 6 eggs? I'd look at my 5 and my 6. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Line plots are pretty straightforward. And so that's all you have. In your packet, you're going to have a lot of line plots to make and a lot of questions about the line plots to answer. And then you'll also have an assessment to do after you've done all of your practicing. Hope you have fun with it. You can always do some of your own data collection, do a survey, count the birds on your bird feeder, look at the cars passing in front of your house, record their color, whatever you want to do. Try collecting some of your own data, see what you get. Have a great week, and I'll record another video next week. Bye-bye.